Hello, beautiful people. This is Astral Control, and today I'm going to try and break down the drop of my wind tempos edit. If you guys have been following me, you probably know about this edit. I am honored to have been featured on Suzuki's channel, and I'm also very grateful that this is my biggest upload on my SoundCloud so far. So I'm super excited to show you guys what sort of, you know, creative troubles that I've been through while making this. So I'm just gonna try to give you guys an insight and what went through my mind while making this. So I hope you'll enjoy. Dream up to one. Dream up to one. So I'm gonna try to make this sort of quick. We're gonna go through first the vocals. So the vocals pretty straightforward. I grabbed them at the very end of the track where there's not much of piano playing, and I sort of grabbed them where you can barely hear the piano. So there we go. I'll play it for you. Dream up to one. Dream up to one. So you can sort of hear it, but it's not giving problems. I just cut off the low ends, cut off some frequencies, just a tiny bit, from 300 to 400 hertz, and high-end frequencies up to 1500 hertz, and that's pretty much it. I just chopped them up, sorry, and sort of gave a groove to it, and that was it. That's all I've done to the vocals. Nothing fancy. Oh yeah, a little bit of reverb, a little bit of delay. That's all. It's really it. Moving on, I'll move on first to the strings because it's quite important, and I'll talk about the rest a little bit later. So this is the strings. Just a bit, same thing, just cut off the low end, cut off a little bit of the frequencies there, cut up to around 10,000 hertz and boost it up a little bit so we can hear the strings pop off. I really wanted to have this section in the edit. The thing is, I had a lot of trouble of finding the tempo for the original track. It was like the biggest problem, I think. I couldn't find the right tempo to it. It was terrible. So I made automations, panning automations, so you can hear the strings coming from left to right or vice versa, and volume automation, so it comes and fades away right at the peak of the strings. I thought it was a nice effect. Like I said, I really wanted to have this string section on the edit. Like, it's probably my favorite part of the song, so I really wanted to do something to it. There's no effects, no nothing to it. So this is the intro, basically, of the original track, and I wanted it to be the drop. But like I said earlier, it gave me so much fucking problems because I couldn't get it on tempo. It wouldn't get on the grid, no matter how many times I would tap the BPM. So like, listen to this. I'm gonna put the metronome here. It's so off. What I did first to sort of combat that, what I thought was like, I was like, I can maybe trick the brain, or the listener, you guys basically, to think that this is on tempo. So what I did first was to put the kick and the snare. It obviously helps because you have a guide, like you have a guide with the kick and snare, but that was not enough. So then I started to chop it up into sort of like a little section, and I grabbed a sample from the original song. This little thing. When you chop it up and you put these little samples together, this is what you get. So why did I put these in there? It sorts of mark a stop, and you know, it starts again, and it makes like a groove basically. So you have a groove now with these sounds. Even though this section is not on time, it's not on tempo. You get a groove, and with the drums and the sidechain, you get a feeling. But this was not enough. It was not enough. Oh yeah, let's not forget about the vocals. Obviously, the vocals does help too. Mind you, everything is sidechained to the kick and snare, so you can really hear them, and it cuts through the mix. But what helped tremendously was this piano melody right here. This, it spanned a little bit to the right. It's okay. I didn't want it to be at the center. But it really helped for the tempo, because now we have a kick, a snare, melody, piano, the vocals, and the samples. Because now you have the samples that sort of like marks the stop and makes the groove. You have the kick and snare, and now you have the melody piano that sort of drives the tempo now, because you have a guide, and it kind of tricks the brain, I feel. It still sounds a little bit chaotic, but it's so much better now. So much better. So after this, I was like, okay, we're getting somewhere. I was like, this is going to be my drop. No problem. But it misses an 808 bass. And an 808 bass. So what I did, so this 808 bass is from Serum. So at first I wanted to use a preset, this preset from Styx, who did Sand Hollow bass, sub bass or whatever, but I didn't like it. But I really liked the effects on it. Really liked them, even though they're simple. I wanted them to stay as is and as precise. So I was like, okay, how can I do this? Like, I want to have the same exact effects on a different bass, because I found a sample that I wanted to use. So what I did is I turned off the oscillators, the filter, everything off, and I put my sample on the noise oscillator, turned everything to the max. The sample is on the G note, so I pitch it down to 7 semitones, so it's on the C note, and I clicked on this so I can play it. It's like a sampler. So now I can play my sample and keep my Serum effects. and I find this very very useful. Actually, it's probably not the best way, but if you like a preset on Serum, you like the 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 how do you say, the options, the settings on there, and you're like, oh, like this is cool, you can turn off the oscillators and everything off, put a sound of your own or a sample or something else, and use it as a sampler, and you can get very very cool sounds. I've done this for so many times, it worked. And yeah, this is the only thing I did was put a pitch bend. And that's it. You know, it does makes the job. You know, I think it's a time saver. I feel. You know, if you want to like experience things. I just wanted like a cool 808. I just liked the fucking effects, and that was it. That's all pretty much. And then just some white noise to fill the spectrum, and some white noise effects again. And this is it. Like, that's all I've done. Just, that's all there is to it. Not a whole lot of complex producing. It's just all about creativity, I feel like. Yeah, the only problem that I had was the tempo, and you know, like, my biggest problem was just how can I trick you to basically tell you that this is on time or on tempo. That's all there was basically for the drop. So yeah, no fancy tricks. Either way, guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you have any question, please come back to me. I'll try to explain things further if you didn't understand something right. Again, thank you so much for supporting this edit. Thank you so much, Suzuki, for supporting this edit. I'm very very grateful to have you guys. So yeah, I hope to make more in the near future. All right, thank you guys. I hope to see you soon. Bye bye.